A mailman walked onto a stage in front of millions of people, opened his mouth to sing, and by the time he finished, for judges and an entire arena were in tears. Nobody watching that night expected a man who spent his days delivering letters door to door would walk away with a check that changed his family's life forever. Richard Goodall spent decades working as a mail carrier in Indiana, the kind of steady, unglamorous job that keeps a town running without anyone noticing the person doing it. Singing was never his career. It was the thing he did quietly, mostly for himself, a passion he carried through years of ordinary routine, while the idea of ever standing on a national stage felt like something that happened to other people, not to him. When he decided to audition for America's Got Talent, he wasn't chasing fame. He wanted to sing an original song, one he'd written himself called Where I Find God, carrying the kind of raw honesty that only comes from someone who's lived an entire life outside the spotlight before ever stepping into it. The moment he began singing, something shifted in the room. Judges who'd seen thousands of performances sat in stunned silence, visibly emotional, unable to hide how much the moment had caught them off guard. That single audition turned him into an overnight sensation, but what made his run through the competition resonate wasn't polish or spectacle. It was the sense that here was a genuinely humble man, still working his regular route between rounds of the show, still showing up to deliver mail even as his face started appearing on television screens across the country. Fans connected with that contrast immediately, the ordinary life running parallel to an extraordinary moment. Week after week, he kept advancing, each performance carrying the same sincerity that had stopped the judges cold the first time. By the time the finale arrived, Richard Goodall wasn't just a viral audition anymore. He'd become one of the most talked about contestants of the season, a symbol for anyone who ever wondered whether it was too late to chase something they loved. When his name was announced as the winner, the reaction wasn't triumphant celebration so much as disbelief mixed with overwhelming emotion. He'd won the $1 million grand prize, a life-altering sum for a man who'd spent his career on a modest mail carrier's salary, supporting his family through years of quiet, unglamorous work. In interviews afterward, he spoke less about the money itself and more about what it meant for the people around him. The ability to finally ease burdens his family had carried for years without complaint. For a man who never expected any of it, the win didn't just change his bank account. It validated a lifetime of singing in private, of wondering quietly whether the dream was worth holding on to, of choosing responsibility over risk again and again because a family needed him to. Now that same voice that once only echoed through his own home was being played on national television, discussed by strangers and remembered as one of the most emotional moments in the show's history. Richard Goodall didn't ask to become a symbol of anything. He just wanted to sing a song that meant something to him. But in doing that, in front of an audience that had no idea what was coming, he reminded millions of people that the most powerful stories aren't always built on ambition. Sometimes they're built on years of quiet patience finally getting the moment they deserved. If Richard Goodall's story moved you, let us know in the comments. And subscribe for more stories of ordinary people who changed everything in one unforgettable moment.